Most definitely, bro.
So let's jump right into it. My name's Sabby, host of the With Purpose podcast. I got the pleasure of sitting down with Trey and Aiden, two of my good friends.
Thank you, brother.
And tell me the company you guys represent, man. What is it?
We are representing H&L Kicks.
Or Hess and Lawson.
Both got a little ring to it, so whichever one you prefer, but both are.
That's us. You know?
Hess and Lawson.
us.
Okay,
Trey
that's
Hess,
it.
Aiden Lawson. So
Right,
Last names.
That's what I was about to say. How long you guys been running together now?
We started H&L Kicks in 2019,
Yep.
and officially, legally, LLC'd since 2020, but I'll say 2019. That's when we started cleaning shoes and
Yeah,
everything.
because we started with cleaning and restoring, so we weren't even like doing the customs and stuff that we do now. So
Okay.
it's a big difference, like how we've evolved over the years, and we've still only been together for like not even the full 3 years. So
Man, it's so crazy. I met Trey on Illinois State's campus. Him talking about 2K. 2K had just came out. I heard him say he just bought 50,000 VC. And granted, I don't know him, but I knew the person he was walking with. So I instantly interrupted the conversation. I'm like, man, you got 50,000 VC? So we got to talking about that. He told me he's from Decatur. I had just transferred from Millikan University.
Uh-huh.
That's
Which is
in
in
Decatur.
Decatur.
Right, Rich is in Decatur. So one of my guys at Millikan was one of his childhood friends.
like one of my best friends growing up, and it's funny because he's like, man, you look like my homie Kane, and like people would always say that me and Kane looked like brothers and stuff growing up, which is kind of funny. Now they think me and Aiden are brothers when they look at us. So
Y'all do look like brothers now that you said that.
yeah, man. I mean, it just with light skin and beards. That's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just I guess you hang around someone too much, y'all start looking alike. I don't know.
Right.
For real.
Mannerisms and things. So what have y'all, since y'all work together now, what are some things y'all have learned from each other? I mean, Aiden, you picked up some things from Trey. Trey, you picked up things from Aiden as far as like maybe habit or just like character values. You know what I mean? Things that you're like, damn, he's doing that. I should probably.
Aiden, one thing definitely, like Aiden's always been like more into fashion and sneakers than me. Like I was always into sneakers and stuff, but like I got into it when I was like in college, starting to make my own money working and stuff. That's when I started to actually get into the shoes because I could afford them. Aiden, this guy was saving like $5 a day for lunch for like 2 months just so he can get some Jordan. So it's like there's levels to it. He was on another level than me at that time.
That was me.
Yeah.
But it's crazy just thinking about like how I kind of like always cared about art and sneakers and stuff. But like when I think about Aiden, like I definitely learned a lot of it's just so much stuff. It's just like even like little things. It's like because we almost learned together. So it's like as maybe he was picking up one thing, he maybe helps me pick it up a little bit quicker because he picked it up quicker than me. So maybe he can help me catch up on that thing or vice versa. So I was more maybe into art and stuff earlier. So when we're doing restorations, it was kind of more even. I think we started doing customs. I kind of had an upper hand, but I think that we've both been able to help each other in various ways throughout the process. Though.
And one thing I'll say I took from Trey is, I'll say more so like his taste and his flavor in animes, art. I was very, I had tunnel vision. I only like to do certain things, and if I'm good at it, I'll keep doing it. I won't really experiment on other projects, and Trey really helped me step outside the box with things like that. And with anime, I used to only mess with Dragon Ball Z for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't venturing out with different anime, and Trey really sat me down and got me looking at the anime, but not just the anime, but the shading and the different type of the art that goes into the anime in itself. So I'll say I picked up that aspect from Trey for sure.
Oh, what was some anime you were watching, Trey?
Man, probably like, I would say I try to put him up on Naruto. 'Cause like he said, he only really watched Dragon Ball Z, so I had to put him up on Naruto for sure. Had to put him up on like My Hero Academia. I feel like we kind of found a Black Clover. I kind of put him up on.
No,
I think
you
I
put
did
me up on
Yeah.
Black Clover. I'll give you that.
So Black Clover. It's so many animes now, but like sometimes I'll just be watching them myself, and then he'll just start watching and get interested. Next thing you know, he knows the story. I think Seven Deadly Sins. He's watched that.
Ooh.
That's another
with
one.
me.
Yeah.
So we watch a bunch of stuff, but it's I've always been inspired by cartoons and anime and stuff from a young age. So I think maybe I just opened his eyes to like, it's beyond just entertainment. If you look at it, there's styles in here, there's tendencies, there's characteristics, things that you can pick up and add to your own style that you like. So it's good to open up your horizon. And then, like I said, he's put me up into more traditional fashion and things like that. Like the way he dresses versus me, I'm way more simple. Like, oh, I like to get clean, but he'll next level jacket, overcoat, tie, button up, like top hat, like he'll do anything. So it's like
I saw that he showed up in the overcoat today with the big coat. I'm like, oh, he showed up for
like
business
Morpheus.
today.
Trench coat.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now with the anime, because I'm looking at these shoes right now in front of me, so I know you have the Airbender, the Fire Nation inspired shoes, right?
Yep.
And then I'm not familiar with this one right
This
here.
is Killua from Hunter x Hunter. That's actually another anime I kind of put him up on too.
And you have several, like anime is kind of a big collection within your customs that you guys
Yeah.
do.
I think that it's just super popular. I've always liked anime, and it's really cool that, you know, like now the art and sneaker scene is kind of like an anime. It's kind of like all these different cultures are collabing now, so it's cool that we're kind of like in this medium where like we can kind of put anime with sneakers and fashion and different things like that. So it's beyond just anime, but it's something that recently we've been getting into and that I really like doing too. He recently just did a Sasuke pair. I'm not sure how he felt about it, but
It was cool.
after the I'm more into the anime stuff than he is as far as creating it right now, but I feel like we don't like to put ourselves in a box though. Like some people, like they're looked at as just anime artists or anime customizers, and we don't want to put ourselves in that box. Like we like simple designs, we like clean designs, we like representing, we like bringing other people's ideas to life in a sense. So it's not even, obviously we like to put our own twist and our own style on things, but we like making something that will be special to the person that we're making it for. So that kind of, we wanted to always be available to that. We don't want someone to be like, well, I like this, but you only do that, so I don't know if I could come to you now. We don't want to be like that. We want anyone's ideas to feel like they can be valued and created in a fire way. So
Yeah. And those shoes are fire, bro.
thank you, bro. Thank you.
So
bro.
tell me about, I mean, with the Fire Nation ones, like,
Yeah, so
what's the
these
story behind them?
So these are Uncle Iroh, who is like one of like the main characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He was accompanying his nephew, who was like banned from the nation. So he was like the father figure a lot, and throughout the series, because Aang didn't have a dad. Zuko's dad was actually like being the Fire Lord or whatever. So Uncle Iroh is like the main father figure, and he gives like a lot of guidance and wisdom. And that's like one of the main reasons I wanted to choose him, because I just like connect with his character. It's like you love this guy almost. It's
Yeah.
like one of those people. So
I remember that now that like he was the one, he was next to the main leader of the Fire Nation, right? And it was like the dude was always an asshole, and then he was like the compassionate.
yeah, basically like what actually happened, and I actually represented it on this shot that's facing you.
Yeah.
This side is actually an episode where he paid homage. His son passed away in war, and that's actually what changed him. He was like a power-hungry general of a war of the Fire Nation, but he realized that during that time, his son died while he was so focused on war that he never really got to appreciate his son's life, and they didn't get to actually appreciate their life together. So this was actually a scene where he does this on his birthday every year. He'll go and he'll kind of like burn the incense and the candles, and he'll do like a like in memory of his son. So like that's what this is representing. So if you watch the series, this scene is like almost makes you want to cry, like if you really like the show, because I get really into him. But
Yeah.
it's just like a powerful moment. So it's like one of the moments that really stuck out to me, because it was just really humbling that obviously it's not real, but I'm sure that people can relate that, you know, you get so focused on your job or your work that you forget about the ones you love and care about. So
Yeah.
just kind of like a quick reminder. And that's like why I like the shoes, because we can portray powerful messages in a way that maybe, you know, you might, if you didn't know that story, this might just look like a cool little sunset to you. But if you know the story, then it can kind of give a deeper meaning. So I think that's like just where this came from, just like a love of the character, the love of his journey, and kind of just wanted to portray that on the shoes. So
Now, when you start with something like this, because obviously you have the idea of like, okay, I want to make it this character. What are you starting with? Is it the color scheme first?
So
Obviously, it's the choice of shoe that you're gonna
so
do it.
the shoe is the first thing. So
Right.
once I get my base shoe, that was kind of the idea. So actually, like the first thing I did was I dyed the midsoles on this pair. So it's like that pinkish maroon color, like that on the bottom.
Right.
It's like I had dyed the soles and make them that, because they're normally just white. So we dyed it to get that color to kind of like get that tones going on. We kind of want to go with the red and warm tones, but I took inspiration from like his outfit. So on the other sheet, you can kind of see that these are like their uniform colors.
Yeah.
And then on that inside sheet that you're holding, that represents when he had kind of changed his life and he was living no longer as a Fire Nation. He was undercover in the Earth Kingdom, and he owned his own tea shop. It was called the Jasmine Dragon. So actually on the inside right there on the top, those characters, it says
Sure.
Jasmine Dragon on the inside, on the green at the top right there. On the
Is that right
outside.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so-
not like the inside, like
Okay,
the
okay.
inside part of the sheet, but yeah.
That says what right there?
So it says Jasmine Dragon at the top, like in the Chinese,
Okay.
and that's what the name of his tea shop was. And the colors are based to represent the Ba Sing Se colors in the Earth Kingdom. So I go with the gold trim, one with the green and the beige, because it's like all the colors that they normally do. And then I did a dragon, because like it's actually called the Jasmine Dragon. So that was the inspiration for that side. So on one, I wanted to pay homage to like a pivotal moment where it's kind of like him showing homage to his son, and then the
Yeah.
other moment where it's like he's showing like the actual side. It's the Jasmine Dragon, where people didn't know of him as the firebender. They just knew him as like the local tea guy that everyone know and loved. But on the other side of the shoe, it's him actually breathing fire. So it's just kind of like just to represent that there's two sides of everyone. But you know, people might see one side and not know the other side of you, but he's just a very wide character, so I wanted to put all these different elements of him on the shoe. So
Now, is this one was kind of just a personal
it was
project?
a personal pair. I made a
Yeah.
pair that was going viral, and I was just so thirsty to get to another pair. And Aiden was busy cooking up pairs on his own throughout this time, so I was just like, I finished this really pair that I like. It was an Orochimaru pair that I
Okay.
made for my brother, and I was like, I need to do another pair right now. And it's like, I waited like 2 days, no orders came in. And then I just like, I'm making this pair. And which is funny, like a day or two after that, another order came in, but I was like, I already started these. So now I had to finish these up. But it was just really a passion project. And that is something that you can get lost in commissions and doing stuff for other people. So every once in a while, it's nice to just do something for yourself and just kind of like, you know, I didn't care if someone didn't like this, you know, like the shoe's green on the inside and it's like maroon and it's like I made it for me and just to express how I feel about the show and what I feel about the character. So it's good to not have to worry about pleasing someone else sometimes and just letting the creative freedoms flow. So
And these shoes, when you first started, were they just canvas white?
no, these were not white. These are like
McDonald's colors.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's color. So it's like they were yellow and red. So it's like the whole shoe right here was all like this bright red, and then the swooshes were yellow.
Got you.
So I actually cut off all the swooshes on this pair, and it looks completely different from the other shoe, actually, like colorway wise. So like you wouldn't even be able to tell it like what shoe it was.
And that was the purpose of that was to give you more room.
Yeah, this is my first time doing a Jordan 1 high, so I really just wanted to do, because like the Air Force Ones, they're cool, but they're a lot smaller. So it gave me a lot of room to be able to like do things where like I want to do the hand where he's holding the tee and is wrapping around, and then I was able to do like the whole scene with the tree and him. It's just like there's more room to create, so it's fun to step away from.
I like how you broke it out of the sole as well too, to kind of give it a out of picture effect.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cold. I like the
I
things like that.
appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was trying to play with perspective and things, because I've been trying to also get better as an artist, because like as I've gotten into this now, I'm realizing technical aspects of art that I could be improving on. So I've been trying to challenge myself with perspective and different positions and just overall just making the shoe composition and challenging myself in like that type of way. So this was a pair where I wanted to kind of like test myself, and I almost like didn't know like if I'd be able to fully execute it or how it would look like. Because when you do it on the mock-up and on like the 2D and your iPad and stuff, it looks a lot different from when like the shoe's actually here and you got the actual like curves of the shoe and like how it actually lays on there. So
Yeah.
I was proud of how this shoe like turned out, and it's probably like one of my favorite customs, and it's actually like I made it for myself, but it's actually an Aiden size. I told him he cannot wear it. Don't try it.
I'll drip it.
I seen him in there one time trying to sneak his foot in. I had to put him in a headlock.
Hey.
I'll bust a fit in those though. Like honestly, we need to post a photo shoot with me and them.
Yeah, he like tries to say it like that to make it sound like it's beneficial for me. Like, yeah, bro, like you let me wear them and we'll post them on our page and everyone's gonna love it.
People need to see these on feet.
They need to, bro. They don't fit you, bro. Like, what are we gonna do?
With some jeans.
One of Aiden's favorite catchphrases that is picked up on me is I'll rock that with some jeans. So anything fire, like any shoe that's fire, it could be like some loafers. He'll rock it with some jeans.
What about flip flops and jeans, man?
No, I'll rock it with some jeans.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll make some custom slides. I'm like, what you wear these with? I'm rock them with some jeans.
Now this Hunter x Hunter one is Aiden. Is that a project from you right here?
Man, nah, this is another project from Trey. Trey collaborated with another artist in New York for our sneaker contest, honestly.
Okay.
So this one I actually didn't even, I'm not even gonna take the credit. Shout out to my homie, Jai, created by Jai. He actually had this mock-up. So like I said, it's like on the 2D on the iPad, he had it. And then he had a different pose and he was like, well, I got this shoe and this shoe. He was like, I can do this one kind of fast, so how about this one? And this one was actually more of a dynamic pose. And this was, I was looking forward to like doing the dynamic. Like I was already kind of conscious because I did these before these. So
Okay.
I was conscious that I was trying to build on that stuff. So like he's kind of like in this action pose. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll take that on. And we didn't even finish there, which is crazy. So like we did the background and I did like some of the character work, but I ended up having to take those back because I was working on. We flew out to New York City for one of our friends, Evan the artist. Him and his mom threw together this custom sneaker event. It was in New York City. Me and Aiden like flew out, and then I collaborated with some. The person that Aiden collaborated with, we already knew. Kira, a good friend of ours, another fellow customizer, and Jai. I met him, and I already loved Kilo. He's one of my favorite characters off Hunter X. So I was just thinking. I just wanted to roll with it, and it actually became like one of our more popular pairs. Like a lot of people really like these, so it was fun because it was almost like a challenge. It's like, hey, can you do this? It was like someone gave me, instead of me actually creating it, this was like a time where someone gave me the design, and then I had to use my abilities to bring it to life. So it was fun because I normally have to do the whole thing, so it was kind of fun just to like get more of a polished product and just like finish it off. So
Gracias, brother.
So tell me about those, man. Those look crazy.
Appreciate you, bro. So the artist that I collaborated with, her name is Kira. She's amazing. She does this awesome marble textured customs on all type of shoes. Like I can't even, there's too many things to say about it, but she was me and her were butting heads on this pair.
Okay.
Like, we were kind of arguing a little bit. She was kind of going, I'll say, chaotic on this pair, and I was a very controlled, very I'll say simple. So if you see chaos all over the shoe, it's probably her for the most part. So she did most of the chaotic design. I cut off the swoosh and then painted the swoosh back in. So more so the controlled aspect of it.
Yeah.
and a little chaos with the loose stitching on the swoosh, which is something different. You don't see a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
so.
you most definitely don't. And then with this one, it's also painted in the swoosh on this one as well. But it's kind of like more of a cloudy feel over the shoes. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Trey?
Yeah, that one's more of a cloudy, which this one also gives me like cloudy too, a little bit more of like a sunset type of motion. So
Yeah.
that's the thing about abstract art is that, you know, different people can take different things away from it. So like, that's just another way that I think that we've been able to grow by collaborating with other people is something that it's like me and him, we have the benefit of having each other, which a lot of people just don't even have someone to bounce ideas off constantly. So maybe we take it for granted, but even when we get that third person, that extra person, it's still beneficial to us. So it shows us that just like, you know, more people that, like if you value their ideas, it's like, you know, you can keep adding more people and still add to the project. So just because it's me and him already doesn't mean that a third or fourth person couldn't collaborate with us and we created something even crazier than me and him would have created. So I think it's really dope though, just to see that we have all these different flavors and just like one thing that I feel like we
bunch
don't
of
have
flavors.
a style.
We don't
which
have
a
a
lot of
style.
people have styles, but the thing is, it's like we're a 2-man team, so maybe our style is having the dynamic duo, you know?
Like, what do you go to DeMar for? Buckets. You know what I'm saying? He can hoop.
Yeah.
He gonna give you everything.
Go to Zach for the same thing, though, you know what I'm saying? So,
In that same conversation, right?
Now, when you guys hit a new collab, like, who kind of sets it off? Like, okay, we got this project. I'm gonna start on this. Like, do you guys already have an assigned like process or role? Like, I know where to, you know, I'm gonna build it up. You're gonna take it from here.
Go
or
ahead,
How's
Abe.
that go?
Man, we really bouncing it off each other. Like
Yeah.
as soon as we have a collab. So with our Reebok collab that we had with the questions, they sent us 2 pairs of questions for ourselves to wear, and then 2 pairs to customize for the event.
Wow.
So we truly didn't know what to do, but me and Trey both cooked up 2 great themes for each pair, and both worked on both pairs. I'll say Trey did. I'll say maybe 76% of the work on the white ice pair, the pair that gets heat up to turn into.
It's a very exact number. He said 76%.
76. 'Cause I did some taping, you know, you can't rule that out.
Yeah.
some ideas, it's like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes, even though we do collaborate, sometimes I can't perfectly explain to him how I want him or how I see it. So sometimes, you know, we just got to trust each other and be like, you know what, you just take over, bro. I trust you, what you're going to do here.
Yeah.
And because sometimes it's hard to explain your vision. So it's like, if I see a vision on someone, I'm like, hey, just let me do this, and then you do that. Or then I'll be like, okay, I got this, you know what I'm saying? And then you do this, I'll do that. And we usually don't fight about that stuff or even care too much. We just care about creating a dope project. So I don't think that either one of us has ever cared that someone has touched or not touched a certain shoe, but we always have added value. Whether someone has not touched a shoe, the conceptualization and like the design process, we both have pretty much contributed to every pair. Like,
Yeah.
I would say that I could say that. Besides probably these collaboration pairs, I had nothing to do with that, and he had nothing to do with these. But besides that, like, he'll come to me, even if it's something simple, like, hey, should I use this? Should I do that? Should I go darker? Should I go lighter? Do you like this pose? Do you like this guy? Should I go with this logo? Should I go with this symbol? What do you think about this texture? So it's like, even if it's little things here or there, sometimes you just need someone to help you, you know, split that fork in the road, you know. Sometimes it's good to have someone be like, you know what, left is better. Let's go with left. And you'd be like, yeah, I like left too. Let's go with left. So
Yeah. That's dope, man. Now, when did it happen to, because it first started out with restoration of the
Yeah.
shoes.
So like, kind of going back, like,
What was the spark moment of like, oh, we can do that and do a customization like
Man.
lane, like,
I think it was just research, confidence building, YouTube University. You know, we watched so many YouTube videos, and it's like a lot of the guys, not a lot of the guys, but when you watch enough of the like customization, I mean the restoration videos, customization videos will kind of pop up. And then one of the main guys we watched, Vic Almighty, he did customs and stuff too. But when he would do them, they just seemed so advanced at the time. Like, I just felt like I'll never be able to do that. I can barely do this. Like, how is he doing this and that? And then we found this guy, DeJesus Custom Footwear, and he was like the perfect teacher. Like, he was really breaking stuff down, like making videos for specific techniques, how to use this, how to do that. And like, in a full circle moment, just like right before the year ended, we met him in person. We went, this
Met him in person.
corporation, Liquid Kicks, we love them. Shout out Liquid Kicks. They create like this finisher that, like, as we were talking earlier about like how the shoes are durable, part of that is this like really good finisher. They've put in years in to like create this really luxury finisher for like custom shoes, not just custom shoes, but it's really good for leather in general.
okay.
And they came to Chicago, and they invited a bunch of other like Chicago-based customizers. DeJesus is a Chicago-based customizer. He came out, and it was just really like a full circle moment. That's like, man, it's like the guy that we looked up to. Now we're shaking hands and just having a casual conversation with. So it's, you know,
Having a drink.
yeah, I had a drink with
You
him.
had one of these pairs with you?
No, we didn't have any customs with us, but he follows us on Instagram. He's probably seen all this stuff before, but it's just cool because I remember like looking back, we changed our Instagram handle because he would go on YouTube Live and Instagram Live and stuff, and he would we'd be like, hey, can you review our page? It'd be awesome if you give us some feedback. And our name was like H_and_L_kicks. which is like super hard to type out. It's even hard to say.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like it's H underscore and it's like
Yeah.
all that. So like we changed it to Hess and Lawson because you can't use capital letters. So like H and L kicks with no caps looks like handle or something. Like
Yeah.
you can't really like tell what we're trying to say. So that's like when we were like, you know what, Hess and Lawson still represents us just as well. And we kind of just have stuck with that on Instagram since then. So I think that it's just crazy to think that, we've gotten so much inspiration and stuff from certain people. And then now that we've taken it seriously and really been grinding for this time, it's that we're getting invited out to other events with customizers and stuff. So it's just great to feel like you've made progress and now you're meeting the people that you looked up to and now you're, working with them or like you're alongside them instead of just like the always looking up at them. And we still respect him. He's like still way ahead of us, but
Yeah.
it's just at least like, we just know he's just another guy too though at the end of the day. It's not like this, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's crazy because like he was like our idol, man. So it's really dope. It's really dope. Just think you learn so much from someone and then it's just like now other people look at you and you're like, wow, you're right next to them and you're in the pictures together and stuff. So it's just a really cool moment to just feel like that was a great way to cap off the year. I would say last year.
Validation for sure.
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking too. Validation, like it lets you know you're where you should supposed to be. You know what I mean? Or like you sometimes almost get imposter syndrome too. But when you realize and those people are telling you like, yo, you have great work and this and that, you're like, oh shit, I'm not an imposter. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, like I should be here. You're right. Thank you.
No, yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
For real. Man. Yeah, you talking about that picture with all of us together?
Yeah,
No,
it's a really dope picture, man. We're gonna have to send it over.
No, yeah, because you right next to DeJesus. He right next to DeJesus in the picture. That's why he really was right next to him. So I'm
I ain't
like,
gonna lie, I was kind of thirsty. I was trying to play it cool. I was like,
he almost screamed.
He doing the hand on the shoulder.
I'm like, I'll just do it with DeJesus, I guess.
That's dope. How long ago was that?
This was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it was recent.
Yeah, this was just a few weeks ago, like literally like the 22nd or something, 21st or something like that, December. So yeah.
That's cool. Now, with the shoe and the custom shoe game, like, is there trends kind of in the way, just like how the market is when there's holidays? Is there moments where it's really on fire and then the winter it kind of cools down? Like, have you seen that, noticed it too a bit, or is it just goes with the holidays and people booking stuff and getting projects done? Like,
Man, DeJesus, more specifically, he holds contests for
Yeah.
like certain parts of the year. So like
Ooh.
he'll hold a contest around Christmas time where a whole bunch of different artists will send in Christmas type customs.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool. He had a Hispanic Heritage Month.
Or it wasn't even. I think it was just a culture. Like
It was
in
a
the
culture. It wasn't Hispanic.
Man.
He just chose Hispanic. 'Cause
Okay,
he's
okay.
Hispanic. So yeah, but it was just like he had a culture. So like I think Kira did the like the China glass, or she did like those Doc Martens, if you remember. And I seen some other people do some really
Jai.
dope designs. Ja did this really dope Puerto Rican pair. That was super clean. I ended up
the
doing
Puerto Rican pair you guys did is crazy too. The one with the heat, right?
That's what it
heat
when
changes.
it heats up, it changes. That's wild.
That was Aiden. So it's like that was like our first design on TikTok for sure that went viral. So
Yeah.
like I remember, and it's crazy. 'Cause it
Hella
really,
Puerto
like,
Ricans asking to get a pair. Yeah.
It went viral because all I said, like, tag a Puerto Rican friend. You know, everybody got at least one Puerto Rican friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
1,000 comments instantly.
yeah, that was like our first time going viral on TikTok.
What was the story behind that one? How'd you come up with the idea to make it temperature and everything? Like, were you just messing around with this new paint and you're like,
Man,
put the Puerto Rican flag on it?
It all started with this one pair that I put a Puerto Rican flag that wrapped around the back of the Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
But there was a part on the shoe that if you heat up, it turned into like a barber pole design.
Okay.
So I took kind of that idea and made some customs for my longtime friend Marcelo Tañón. His parents own the restaurant La Uruquena
Okay.
on Division. And yeah, he said, man, how about you make me a Puerto Rican flag that when you heat up, you can see the flag on. Oh, that's genius. So this is right before the Dior Jordan 1s came out. So I was like, you know what? Let me paint a cool gray A cool gray design on the shoe.
What's the temperature that it has to hit for it to change?
Is it 88?
It's like I don't know for that one. It's around like 75 or 85. It's one of those.
Oh,
Like once it goes above, it might be 75. I don't know.
Okay.
When it goes above 75 or 85, under it will just look black. So like in the winter when it's cold or whatever, it'll look black. But if you're like in the sun and like the summer, springtime, it'll definitely change. Just like walking outside, or like sometimes you can like put your hand on it and it'll like leave a fingerprint like where your hand is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went from doing those Jordan 1s to doing some Air Force 1s like that, and
Yeah.
now some Air Max 90s that we did like that as well. So we got 3 Puerto Rican customs so far.
Okay. I haven't seen the 90s ones.
You haven't seen the 90s?
Those were actually the most recent one, right?
Yeah, those are the most recent.
Yeah, because we did Jordan 1 lows, Air Force 1 lows, and then we did the Air Max 90. So Aiden definitely killed. That was like a design that like we kind of had to go back to. We're like, man, you know, sometimes I think like as a creator, you always feel like you got to create a new idea, but sometimes those old ideas, you know, like
Yeah.
with new techniques and new, you know, wisdom, you can kind of go back to those and maybe give them a longer life. So I think that sometimes us as creators, we feel like we have to move on from an idea as soon as it happens. But sometimes, you know, it deserves a second life or multiple, you know, times. Like we like to do a lot of one-on-ones, but that's a design that, you know, Aiden's Puerto Rican. I'm not. I feel like I'm an honorary member. I like to say that now. But
Probably had hella Puerto Rican food by
oh,
now.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. His mom be
Going
mom be
crazy.
throwing down in the crib, man. But yeah, man, it's just it's a really dope pair though because it has culture behind it. It's not just, you know, a sneaker. It's not just art. It's actually like representing culture and things like that. So I think that it's just you can do so much with the shoes. It's like people care about the shoes already in the story behind them. So now it's like, you know, Nike and Adidas and all those, sometimes they've been falling away from the story. So I think that, you know, this gives us an opportunity to come in and add our own narrative and add our own stories to shoes and create our own designs. And I think Aiden really like kind of showed us that when he popped out this design because like he popped it out like on TikTok. It was like our first video with over 20K views, which is like huge for us because like we make tons of videos. None of them are blowing up. And like he throws this one on, it's going crazy. And then he like throws it on again later. And then it was like our most popular video again. So like we had a couple videos that like hit 60,000, 100,000 and stuff. And then he popped this one and it was like 250K. We were like, damn, like we cannot like, we got to realize like
Yeah.
it's just a good design. It's like we're forcing it away just because we're always trying to move on to the next one. But like we got to come back to this one. So that was one we like had to come back. And there's a couple people that followed through and got the Air Force One, got the
Air Max
Air
90.
Max 90. So I don't know. They're all dope. I don't even know which one my favorite would be, but
I'll say the Air Force 1s might be my favorite, to be honest. You like the Air Force 1s, Spy?
Yeah. I haven't seen the 90s. Me personally, I'm an Air Max 90s fan more than an Air Force One fan.
okay. So he's like, man, I might like them.
Yeah.
We got to show him those.
I gotta see them. Is that what you guys like designing the most on those? Is the Air Force One?
I don't.
Because I know
can't
you were
say
saying
that.
the Jordan one gives you more space, right?
The Air Force One is just popular and cheap. So like $90. It's like $100 now, I think, but it's like $90 to $100. This shoe is like $170 when it releases. But luckily, this wasn't a hype shoe, so it was like I got it for like $200. So
Right.
but it's just more accessible. Messing with Air Forces, but not my favorite. I wouldn't say they're my favorite. I like working on Dunks. I like working on Jordan 1s. Forces are fun, but I feel like they have the worst wearability when it comes to like just shoes in general. This thing's falling. I'm just gonna let it go.
It's all good.
Yeah, but like Forces, it's like even if these are brand new, people will wear Forces 3 times and like throw them out. It's like that's a common thing. Like people will not like keep wearing Forces, but like Jordan 1s and Dunks, they almost can look better with wear. So
Yeah.
I think I like the shoes where my art still looks good through wears because I want them to be wearable, but I also like, I think it's dope when people just like throw them on the shelf and like it's like a holy grail prized possession, don't want to wear them. I also appreciate that, but if you do want to wear them, I want to make sure they still look good.
What would you say, though, is your favorite?
I would say Dunks or Jordan 1s.
Yeah, Dunks will be my favorite for sure. We customized, 6 pairs of Dunks?
Yeah, I've only done like 2. I think he did like 4.
Now, so going into this new year, like you have the anime collection, now you have a very abstract art piece, like what is grabbing your attention right now on some of these next projects?
I'll say the abstract direction is most definitely grabbing my attention. I'll say we're working on one of the biggest projects of our career right now for I'll say a very prominent person, and we're doing something abstract for him. Yeah, so and we're telling a story with that design, and to give that meaning. And like Trey said before, Nike, Adidas, like other big brands, they're going away from the story aspect of it, which in my opinion gives that true value.
Okay.
So most definitely trying to reinstill that.
Who's this person?
Jerry Lorenzo.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're
Jerry.
making Jerry Lorenzo some cleats.
You know,
Okay. Now, that's a big name to be dropping right now, though. So, like, how did that come apart?
you got to talk to Aiden about this.
Yeah, man, shout out to Coach Nunn. Coach Nunn played baseball with Jerry Lorenzo back in the day, and Coach Nunn reached out and let Jerry know that
This is your high school coach or something?
Yeah, my high school baseball coach at Whitney Young.
Okay.
He knew that we looked up to him, and he knew that we would be eager to make anything for him. And this was right after R.I.P. my boy Torrance. He had passed in August. We made him a pair of customs for one of his close friends on a pair of Adidas cleats.
Okay.
So Coach Nunn sent those Adidas cleats over, and long story short, we're here now making this pair for Jerry. So I'm really excited about the process, and I'm happy that we got you to help us with this too, bro. Like, thank you, man.
Shout out to you, bro. You were definitely like, I've been a hero in this process because like, we feel limited sometimes with what we've been doing and kind of redundant. So it's nice to like come out, give somewhere fresh, have another person to like contribute. So definitely appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate being on this journey, man. I'm excited to see what we make and how this rolls out, and to see the finished product too. So, moving forward with that, I mean, like, did that spark another like life in you? Like, all right, now isn't like, you know what I mean? Like, even before this, was there something happening where it kind of kicked right back and like, now we're head down in the gutter into this shit?
Man, I would say when we went to New York for the sneaker convention, a little sneaker art, I would say not no battle, but we all had our own partners. And it was like an internal competition, in my opinion. Like me and Kira, I feel like I was competing with Trey and Jai. But yeah, long story short, at that event, we got to speak to Serato.
Because was it like we're gonna see who the people think is the hottest shoe right now or something, or like
There was no like official one, and like I said, we didn't even finish, so like I guess it wasn't
like
we wouldn't have
is
won.
Trey getting compliments and you're like looking over there like trying to see?
We made like a whole bunch of competition posts afterwards, like which one is better.
Yeah, we did some other stuff after the fact, but nothing there because it was just like all fun and games.
Yeah.
And it was like our first time doing it, and I think a lot of people was like everybody's first time meeting each other in person and stuff too. So I think everyone was just kind of chill and just like happy to be there, and just like it was just good to be like around a bunch of people that like do what you do and like appreciate your craft.
Yeah.
So it's like most people, like, it's hard to get, I feel like, a full room of people that truly care and believe in like custom sneakers. So it's great when you like get that feeling. It's just like really energizing, you know. I just left there feeling super like motivated, man.
Yeah, Serato hit us. Well, he had told us at the event that like we could hit him up for a collab anytime in the future. And I feel like after he said that, I was ready to go. Like,
That's another person we really looked up to, Serato. He was like a legend in the sneaker customization field. So that's another person we were able to like meet him through. It was like a video chat, but he like sat down and talked to us for like 10 minutes straight.
Wow.
Answered like a lot of like personal questions and stuff that like really helped us out and like gave us a lot of like his backstory and like motivating us from like telling us like, man, I've been through this, I was through that. Like he was letting us know like it wasn't always sweet. Like there was times where he didn't know how he was going to pay his bills, but he stuck to the grind, put his nose down, and like believed in himself. So it's like, it's definitely motivational to hear like someone that you look up to is like they came from a similar situation that you're currently in. So
Yeah.
that like lifted us up. Like, you know, we can really do this, and like this is like us, like we got this. So it was like one of those moments for sure. And I feel like just this new year in general with this Jerry project and everything, it's just kind of like another revamp. Like, man, we got this. Like, it's just another testament of showing like the grind that we've been putting in since like ISU days. Now here in Chicago, it's just like it's all paying off to like really like help us take things to the next level. I think that's what we're like just always about, is getting better.
Yeah, it's definitely been showing that the skill is definitely improved. Like, if you would have told me that was your shoe a year ago, I'd have been like, y'all made that? You know what I mean? Like, I've been seeing the growth, and you guys are consistent with it too. You guys are building a community, even with the people that do follow you and that do talk about your shoes. Like, you guys are very involved with the tight circle that you have. So that's so dope to see. Like, you don't see that a lot with people, you know, like people try to be too hot and don't really interact with their fans or people that do it. Like, you're getting back to everyone, you know?
We try to. Like, someone comments like on any post, like we try to message them back. We try to acknowledge anyone because we appreciate that. Like, you taking that time out of your day.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. So we try to like show that back as much as possible. Like, sometimes stuff goes like crazy viral and it's got thousands of comments. I can't just sit there and respond to comments all day, but you know, we try to when we can. So
is this like what you're kind of starting to step into with these very important collabs? Is this what you kind of always envisioned with what you were doing? Like, it's just gonna, was it always in the back of your mind, just wait till that one person gives us a chance to work on a shoe? You know what I mean?
I think it's that. We also want to work with athletes. So like, we want to be like in the NFL doing cleats, MLB, NBA. Like, we want to be in all these different leagues, but also we like working with the celebs and stuff. Like, we like, you know, having people that we like their music or their style, like their whatever. Like, we think it's dope that they're wearing our stuff. So
Yeah.
I think we've always like wanted, really just like, man, just wait till that one person gives us a chance, and then it's like, you know, that's all we're waiting for. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, we used to get frustrated by like, we're not there yet, and we still haven't got that break. We still haven't got that, but every day we're just worried about getting better. So like, we know when the opportunity does come, we'll be like fully prepared. So
I believe in that. Aiden, got anything to add to that?
Man, I was just gonna say, we made something for Montana 300. Man, we were so teed after making something for Montana 300. I literally thought that we were gonna be the most famous people on earth as soon as we finished that custom.
That's it. I'm blowing up.
We got 8 followers. Yeah. We got 8 followers from that, and I feel like that was a big reality check. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make something for the most famous person, but that still won't be what, you know what I'm saying, what breaks the ice.
Yeah.
So being obsessed with development and being obsessed with bettering our craft truly will be what ends up breaking the ice in the long run.
Yeah.
because we used to focus, like you said, like on those, like, oh, if I get this person to, if I get them to wear our shoes, or if I can make them a shoe, we'll just be famous right away. And it's never like that. There's never, I mean, some people do blow up overnight, but normally they've done stuff before that blow up to prepare them for that blow up, you know. And for us, it was just a, you know, like, yeah, that pair we did to him was really cool, and like, yeah, it could have blown us up, but it's just like, you know, even though it doesn't, it's like you said, it's a reality check that, you know, like, there's no breaks, there's no easy, oh, I do this one thing and then I'm there. It's never that. It's a you know, the process of getting better every day, being ready for that opportunity.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, one opportunity isn't going to make you blow up. Just like with our Reebok and Champs thing, we thought, oh, yeah, that's a huge, and we're super grateful and appreciative to have like our first like brand collaboration, but it didn't necessarily financially change anything for us. It didn't like put us on the map really anymore, but it was still like it still gave us self-validation, but it's just another reminder that there is no easy cop out. There is no overnight success. Like, it's a grind. And once like you learn that and kind of just fall in love with the process, you don't stress out about that like day to day, like, oh, I need this person, or these people aren't liking it, it's only got this many likes. Like, you know, like, not everything's gonna blow up, not everyone's gonna always love you, but shit, as long as you're getting better, man, that's all you can do. So
Right. And I think it goes back even to like when you talked about the passion projects, like you made that not even for anyone, you made that for yourself, and you're still talking about that shoe, and people are still gonna look at that like, that's dope, and you're like, I made that on a slow week, you know. So I think those things are really what's gonna help you gonna have those moments even when you don't see it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so cool when you're documenting the process as you go along. Like, you're creating the track record of, we've been doing this for a while. And
yeah, it's cool to look back. I remember like me and him were like so excited to get like our first post on our business page that would got like 20 likes in total. Like,
yeah.
Like, it was like 30
That's a big
posts. None of
deal.
them got 20 likes. We're like, man,
Yeah.
that 20 likes is around the corner, bro. Like, so it's like crazy thinking about getting hyped for 20 likes, and now we like we're getting close to 6,000 followers, so it's like really cool just to see like, and it's not
Man.
even the biggest page ever, but for us, like when you coming from
0.
130 followers,
Yeah.
like we're 3 months in, 30 plus posts, only 130 followers, so us making it to 6,000 means a lot to us. So
Yeah.
we're happy.
That's the biggest you've ever been. I think that's
Exactly.
that's it.
Yep, and that's the thing. It's the biggest we've ever been. You know, we don't. You know, it's just part of the process. Now it's like I don't feel like we're stressing it as much anymore. We just know that we're growing, and it's like as long as we know that we're growing, I think we're good. Some weeks you can grow faster, some weeks you can grow slower, but as long as we're growing, I think me and him
Yeah.
will both be content with that.
Yeah. That's one of those things in this creative art space is that you can't necessarily put a monetary value on the growth.
Mm-hmm.
Like that comes as a how should I say, end result of the growth. You know what I mean? By
Like a
default,
byproduct,
a byproduct
yeah.
is what the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm going with this is just like people are gonna see that growth, and you got to not put so much pressure on the monetary side of it, but on like, am I getting better? Are we getting better? You know?
Yeah.
And that's what the toughest struggle is. Just like how you talked about, dude was like, I don't know how I was gonna pay my bills, but it's like he still had to keep working, still had to keep getting better. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's like one of the toughest parts for sure. And I think like you're creative, you understand what it's like. You do your own gigs, you have to do this stuff, you create your own, like this podcast. It's dope, but it's like it was nothing until you made it. So it's like you understand that.
Right.
You know, it might not have 1 million followers today, but if you're part of, like, you know what I'm saying, you're getting those new angles, you're getting the new lights, you got the new studio, like, it's just constant improvements, man. It's like everyone sees that, and it's like eventually, like, you just pile up these merits until, like, you're goated. I don't know. It's just like eventually it's like, man, I haven't been paying attention to him, but this guy never stopped, like, getting better.
Yeah.
It's like, next thing you know, it's like you are that guy that you looked up to, so.
Yeah. I think that's it. We just all want to be our own hero at the end of the day, you know, like look back and be like, I'm actually proud of myself. Because there's times you go through life and you look in the mirror and you're like, man, I wish I wasn't this dude that I'm looking back at right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to continue ever living life that way. You know, when I look in the mirror, I got to be like, all right, that's the person I am. I'm embodying that. I'm happy to be in this flesh and this soul, you know. And, it's a good feeling when you get to that point. You know, I'm still not there, but it's like, you know, you're on your way to there, and you got to do things that are a bigger picture for you. Even when you say like, you know, you've been doing this for a while or whatever it is. Like I know I've kind of drew that line of like what I'm doing is now the long game. You know, like I'm not just doing this for a season anymore. Like play the long game in it. What's gonna happen in 20 years? You keep podcasting. You can't stay consistent with it. You like. This is all double arbitrage of me getting to sit down and learn from you, to get inspired from you, and I get to do it and broadcast it to an audience that might enjoy it. They might not. It's not necessarily for them. It's for me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I'm allowing you to be involved in this space with us, you know? So it's just, it's all a part of the journey to be like, I want to sit down with as many people as I can because I love connecting. If I don't do this, then, you know, who am I getting inspired by? Yeah. Someone I'm seeing on my phone that doesn't really know me, that isn't in front of me, that isn't connecting with me. Like, I got y'all in this room here. Like, this is whatever we do from here is whatever I do maybe 6 months from now, it might have been inspired from sitting down at this table. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel so passionate about this. Like, just play the long game.
Yeah, man. We definitely feel that way too. It's like what you said, like, you're like, oh, what's your time frame? Like, man, we're working, man. This is like work to us, man. We're coming here to take care of business. Like, obviously it's nice to kick it with you as a homie, but it's also nice to like when we can collaborate with both of our businesses and brands and like make it like more than just pleasure, you know, it's business too. And it's dope though to know that like, you know, you can connect, be cool with people and like still inspire and, you know, create, like we're creating content together. That's dope, man.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
Nah, man, we're lucky to have, you know, you had us, man.
Have you, man.
Yeah, we have you, man, 'cause like we all went to Illinois State together, so like I remember I'd see him at the gym all the time. I'm shaking up, oh, what's good? What you doing today? And like sometimes we just like the next thing I know, we've been talking for like 15 minutes. He's telling me about the music and the DJing and stuff, and I'm like, man, hold on, I need to go work out, bro. I'm like, I lost my sweat, bro. Like,
Man, do you remember how we got cool, bro? Like in the library?
It wasn't a library. I think I was just sitting down. I don't know if I had sat down at a table or something, but I know it was off the rip of you, I feel like you initiated a conversation or something.
Man, bro, it was actually you, bro. I ain't gonna.
Did I?
It was you, bro. You so basically all the chargers were filled. There was no chargers, and you needed
Okay.
to charge something. I think maybe a laptop or something.
Yeah.
And I was sitting right next to an open charger, and you sat down right next to me. You asked me if you could use the charger. I'm of course. And then we got to chopping it up. I was like, hold on, you in my finite class.
Uh-huh.
And then just one thing led to another, and we constantly studying together, doing
Yeah.
work together. Man, bro, most definitely a blessing in disguise, bro.
For real, man. I appreciate y'all because even at ISU, I didn't make a lot of friends, man. I was always out DJing or just I wasn't on campus. You knew that. Like after class, I'd be like, yo, I gotta drive to Chicago.
Yeah,
right
bro.
now.
I'm like, hey, bro, what you on tonight, bro? I gotta go tonight. I'm like, this is the hardest guy to link up with at college. You think like, oh, it's college. You got a class. You got free time. Not.
Yeah.
Bro, this guy, man, I'm telling you, like, he was motivated back then. So like now, it's like I love seeing this for you, bro. I'm so happy that you got like multiple, like a whole podcast setup. Like this setup is legit. Studio, it's fire, bro. Like.
Yeah.
It's great to see. Like I see this guy leaving the gym. He's making sure he hits the weights. Then he's got to drive to Chicago. Then he's got to do a whole like set. And then he's like coming back the next morning. And he got a test.
Yeah, man. It was a crazy time, but I'm fortunate because in that time I didn't meet a lot of people, but I met the right people, and that's really all that mattered. You know what
Facts,
I mean?
bro. Facts.
So I'm appreciative of those times and just where it's like I took what I needed from it because now we're at this table and we're working on something and we got plans in the future. You know?
Yeah, facts.
So tell me, as we kind of wrap this episode up, I think we've kind of covered a lot of bases. What's next for H&L?
Man, I would like to see like maybe some more brand collaborations, maybe some big collaborations with like other artists, maybe some company stuff. I just want to see us get out of feeling like that we need to constantly do commissions in other people's work. I do love creating other people's work, but then it's like a balance too, though. It's like, yeah, I like doing that, but then it's I also want to create something that represents me and us. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's just balancing everything, but also trying to look for these next big opportunities and make the most of them.
Okay.
Man, I'll say, what's next for H&L? I'll say within the next month or two, I'm just gonna come out here and say it. I lost a bet to one of my friends from Whitney Young, which is he's a CEO of a drink company. I'm not gonna say what drink company just yet, but he's a CEO of a drink company, and I lost the bet, so I owe him a pair of customs. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make a custom for his drink company.
Cool. I like that. I'll be happy to see what colors he's looking. What's the color of his
There's
brand?
all these different colors. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Maybe
Oh,
multiple
okay.
flavors. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't have to be multiple flavors.
Before we dip out, one thing that I kind of want to start bringing into the podcast space, since it is, With Purpose podcast, I just kind of want to hear from y'all. What do you feel your purpose is and what you're doing from your own voice? I feel like we kind of touched on it a lot. You said in very different variations, but just kind of hear from you of what you feel your purpose is and what you're up to.
I'm gonna let Aiden go first.
Man, purpose. There's so many different directions I can go with this. I'll say my purpose right now in this point in time is to create and give back. Mm-hmm. And maybe not necessarily financially give back right now, but to give back in a sense where I'm sharing my creativity with everybody, from poetry to my different works, and also just the different collaborations in itself. So I feel like giving back.
Yeah, mine, I would say also like the purpose is to create, but also inspire. Like I love to see like maybe if I did something and then someone else gets another idea off that, like you said, I love that stem, just knowing that I'm part of the process or part of the growth. I love to contribute and I want to just contribute to the art space and the custom sneaker community in general, and just like become one of those pillars that people can like look up to, but also look at as like a friend. So it's like I want to be those people that I looked up to in the beginning, but also in my own way. Like I want to be me. Like I liked how he did their thing. I like how they did it, but I just want us to, grow and kind of be like that full like circle validation moment. Like I want to get our sponsorships. I want to be, I want to have all these things, but it's also about just like being in the space and being like valued. Like if I died, I want people to be like, yeah, that guy like did his thing like when he was here, so.
Yeah.
That's just really just want to contribute, create, and inspire, man.
Keep that cycle going. Be the inspiration for the people, or be the inspiration for that kid that was in your shoes one day.
Yeah.
You were that kid, you know.
I want to be that. I want to inspire that guy that's just barely painting on shoes, and he's like, you know what, I can do this too.
Yeah, or that he almost thought about giving up that day because he saw your shoe or he saw you talk about it or something like that. He was like,
Facts.
I got to keep going.
Facts. I want him to come to me like in 3 years, like, bro, I watched all your videos. Like,
Yeah.
you guys inspired me so much. Like, when I seen that, I was like, I should do this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that.
That's love, man. So where can, as we wrap things up, where can everyone find you?
You can find us on Instagram at Hesson Lawson, HESSANDLAWSON.
Yeah, TikTok, H&L Kicks, but I think it's also the H_and_L.
We're gonna do some rebranding.
We might have to redo the TikTok one. I feel like if you type in H&L, it should pop up though. We got like 31K on
Yeah.
TikTok. So
Yeah, we got a little bit.
a little buzz, but that Facebook Hess and Lawson, but like the asterisk and son. Like,
Yeah.
And then YouTube, H&L Kicks. If you type in H&L Kicks, we'll pop right up. We got like 1,150 subs now.
Oh,
We've been falling off, but like we're about to pick back up. We just kind of got to catch up on some of these projects that we're finishing up right now. But yeah, YouTube's gonna be big back on the list. Like we want to keep creating YouTube videos. We want to travel more, do like interactive stuff. So we got a lot coming.
Yeah.
It's just so much. We're trying to channel and funnel like our energy into certain places. We're trying to. I think we were not necessarily growing apart, but we were both just like doing so many projects individualized. Where it's like we're trying to get back to where we're maybe like both focusing on the same pair at the same time and see how that does for us. Because I think we got away from that, but I think there's more value when we both can work on each pair. So I think we were trying to get back into finding our flow that works for us and also like gives the most value to, you know.
Yes. So when you look at the shoe, you're like, we both gave that 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like instead of just me going 100 on this shoe, he goes 100 on that shoe. Both go 200% on each shoe.
I love that, man. Thank y'all for making the time out of your day to be here.
Yeah, thank you
Appreciate
for
this.
having us,
Thanks,
brother.
bro.
Yeah, this was a blessing, man. So this has been the With Purpose podcast, and peace, y'all. Thank y'all for listening.
Man, thank you, brother.
Peace out.
Peace.